Welcome everyone to this quick video, which is part of the How to Outsource on ODesk series. And this is part one, do your research. And part one comes right before create a job listing that sells. So this is an essential part for you to complete prior to actually creating your job listing that you're going to list on ODesk. So we are assuming that you already have an ODesk account. It's very easy to open one. So if you don't have an ODesk account, please go ahead and create one now. Pause this video and come right back. The other thing that we are assuming is that you have already printed out the worksheet that is available as part of this post that you will need to complete as you are doing your research. So you need both of those things, and then we can continue. When you are in ODesk and you are on the very front page, you will see that there is a link on the lower right-hand side called Browse Jobs. Now, this is the link that you want to use when you look at job listings, other than using the link and coming in as though you are a contractor. If you do that, you will get less information than you need to fill out your worksheets. So go ahead and click on Browse Jobs. Now, for the purposes of this video, we are going to assume that you are looking for a virtual assistant. So you can search all of the jobs for virtual assistant, and ODesk will bring you up all of the listings. By default, ODesk is going to list these, sort these jobs based on the newest jobs first. That's actually not how you want them to be sorted. We are going to assume that the clients that have billed the most hours through ODesk are the clients that are the most experienced with hiring and will be the best at creating job listings. So you're going to search for most client hours. And then we are going to look at the top 5 listings as we complete our worksheet. And here's how we do that. We're going to go to the first one and just click on it. And the first thing in your worksheet is it asks you to write down the listing name. And the reason we do that is because we're trying to figure out if there's something that you need to put in your listing name that attracts the attention of the right applicants. This is very simple. It's virtual assistant, so I guess it's super specific and they know exactly what they want. But sometimes you will recognize keywords or even pitchy kind of sales copy that attracts more and more qualified applicants. So that's the first thing. So write down the listing name in your worksheet. The second thing we are going to do is we are going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and we are going to look at the client activity on this job. The reason that we look here is we need to know, first of all, that they actually hired someone for this job so that the job listing was successful. And second of all, we need this information, which is super important. How many applicants did they get? The more applicants, the more effective the job listing. So you're going to want to write that down in the little box on your worksheet that says the number of applicants. And then it's going to show you the average price range of those applicants. This is going to give you an idea, once you look at all 5 job listings, exactly what you should expect to pay right in the middle of the price range for your specific job. And it helps you determine how high you can actually go in offering your hourly rate. So write down the pricing, the average cost per hour for all of the applicants who have applied. Next, you're going to want to go up further and you're going to want to read the job description thoroughly. You're going to want to see, as you read the job description, anything that jumps out to you that you think that you should include in your job description. Something jumps out at me right away, and that is how they have used a very clear numbered list to define their requirements. That's obviously a successful format because they did get 148 applicants. So it's something probably that I would take note of in my worksheet and probably copy. I would also look at their requirements to see if I have considered all of these requirements in my own job listing as well. So mature with a pleasant personality, that's probably something I would not have put in with strong communication skills. But obviously it's something that this client, this person who's hiring has found is really important to include in their listing. So that's number one. Also, they have very specific directions in their job listing. They want things to be done very specifically. We're going to cover this when we talk about creating your job listing as well. There are some tricks to making sure that you get the right people to interview. And these people already know the trick. So if you spot it, write it down. Otherwise, it's going to be in a future episode of How to Outsource on ODesk. The last thing that you want to look at as you are taking notes on the listing is what skills do they list as required. Now, these skills are like tags, so everyone is using the exact same skills to tag similar job descriptions. So let's make sure you can tag it with as many skills as are relevant to your job, because the more skills that you tag it with, the more likely you are to get applicants to find your job description. So put those in your notes too. The last step you need to go through in filling out your worksheets is to identify strong applicants from amongst those people that have applied to this job. Now, what you can do then is just click on this little applicant button, and you will need to go through each of these applicants very, very quickly and just see if you see anyone who looks particularly strong. When we get to the hiring aspect of How to Outsource on ODesk, we are going to concentrate on exactly what you need to look for when you consider an applicant. But for now, I would just look quickly through and see if there's anyone who really appeals to you in terms of their pricing, their skill set, and their rankings on tests. And again, these aren't the most important things, but there's things that will give you a really quick view of whether that's someone you would consider for your job. And also you might want to consider location because maybe location is important to you as part of your job application as well. I would try and identify 5 or 6 strong applicants from every job that you take a look at from each of these 5 job descriptions that you review. We're going to use these folks later on when we get to the listing aspect of how to outsource on ODesk. So that is how to complete your research worksheet. We are going to use that research worksheet in part 2 of How to Outsource on ODesk, which is how to create a job listing that sells.